Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to do a spooky deep dive 4K review into Arrow Video's recent 4K releases of Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. This is the second and third, however you want to look at it, in the line of Arrow putting out Friday the 13th movies on 4K that started back last year with my favorite, Friday the 13th, 2009. This is actually probably my favorite Friday the 13th movie. Final Friday is up there. The final chapter is up there, but this one, I don't know, man. It's just it's one of my favorites. I'll probably re-rank them. I try to rewatch and rank every year, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. We're going to talk about these two first because these are the two that just hit, and we're going to save. I actually am a big unapologetic fan of Jason Goes to Hell. Always have been. I saw this in the theater when it came out. I'm trying to remember what year it came out. I was a teenager. I can't remember when it came out. But that whole idea of Freddy's glove coming up, I don't know, man. It just sold me at the time. And now that I've gotten older and looking at it from a storytelling and filmmaking point of view, it's kind of original, but still holds the overall feel and spirit of classic Friday the 13th movies. So we're going to talk about that one in a minute. We're going to talk about one that's a little bit less of my favorite, and that is Jason X. We're going to talk about the movie first. So the movie has always been close to the bottom for me in my rankings of my favorites. But of course, I'm going to get, 4K come out, see how it looks. It is absolutely loaded with extras. We'll get to that in just a second as well. And hopefully, as we go, I'm going to be able to put some reference footage. Now, if this is your first time here with reviews, I have my 4K full deal camera right here that I just used to record reference footage off of my 4K OLED with the Panasonic UB820. Standard disclaimer, it's a camera recording a screen. It's just for reference. You get an idea. It's going to look way better in person because it's not a camera recording a screen, then being compressed and put up to YouTube, but it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. So that's going to be the case for both of them. This one is set in the future. Like, what do they always do? When you run out of ideas, let's send them to space. Hell, I think they even did it with Fast and the Furious, right? I haven't seen all the last few of those movies. But one thing that did get me when this came out was I heard that Cronenberg was in the movie. And I'm a big Videodrome fan, and I have been since I was way too young to watch it. But this is set in like 2400, 2455 or something like that. And Jason is cryogenically frozen and then defrosted on a spaceship, full of people that don't look like they fit their jobs. Like the famous scene in here that is a super cool kill. Absolutely. Jason gets defrosted. The girl is a doctor. She's working on him. He wakes up and he sticks her face in liquid nitrogen, freezes her, smashes her head, all that. I don't know how much of that I can show. I'm going to try to get away with showing a little bit of that. But I kind of chuckle at it now because it's like one of those things where Friday the 13th and 80s horror films and 80s slashers, they establish tropes, and part of those tropes are the, ill-timed sexual liaisons, getting nude, beautiful people, skinny dipping, like all these kind of things. And it's harder to do that with a bunch of people who are supposed to be like scientists and professionals in space and stuff. So like the actress is extremely beautiful who gets, frozen in liquid nitrogen, but like the outfit that she's wearing, like an off the shoulder crop top, like all this stuff while doing her professional medical exam. And then she's got two other would be professionals over here. One where, the other chick wearing a crop top and the guy hitting on her and they're making sexual jokes and innuendo and getting all turned on. It's just like, but it's supposed to be this professional, doctor scientific setting. So the way you have to look at this is as funny. It like purposely tongue in cheek. They had to know that was over the top, like all that kind of stuff. So if you look at it from that point of view, then you have a whole lot more fun with it, in my opinion. And that's what I did this time, in addition to watching it for the quality. So Jason's on a killing rampage in space. He becomes Uber Jason. And I really do love this artwork. And I had more fun watching it this time. It's not like the 4K made me like it better. I just tried to watch it with a bit different perspective, and I had a little bit more fun watching it. So Jason in space, Uber Jason, you got it all. That's your story. Cronenberg, little cameo in the movie. That's cool too. But let's talk about the actual movie. So the 4K does get to shine here a little bit because you are in this space, ship, space station, whatever. And the hallways have like lighting and stuff like, like all this kind of like lighting back here that they're walking through. So you get to see this cool lighting effects and colors popping out on here with the 4K. That you didn't really see quite as much before. It's a little bit more muted. So I did pop in. I don't do a lot of side-by-sides. I'll have a couple of little side-by-sides here with the Blu-ray. I don't normally do that because I think it's whatever. 4Ks are always going to be a better quality. They're just going to be a better quality than the Blu-ray. But Blu-rays sometimes, because of when they were made, they have a little bit richer they pushed color grades on them a little bit warmer to try to artificially make them pop for you to make them look even more high definition than they were. So sometimes you can actually look at a 4K and be like, man, the colors completely changed. But that's because it's more of a real filmic look, and it's more of the look that it's supposed to be, a natural look that the lighting designer, the cinematographer, all that designed it to be, and we'll get to that with Jason Goes to Hell. But so it can be artificial, and since Scream Factory has like the definitive like whole collection, and a lot of those were from 4K scans, some were from 2K scans, I wanted to kind of bounce them back and forth. This one does shine above it. It does. You don't have to worry about grain. There's no like none of your blocking. I hate buzzwords, but it does happen when you've tried to push a resolution of something and then compress it. So it looks good. If you're a Jason fan, Friday the 13th, you're going to want this movie. I am a fan of this artwork. I absolutely love this whole thing we're doing here, and it's coming with Freddy versus Jason. It's coming. They're going to do a split thing. I'm a fan. I liked it from the jump, even when a lot of people didn't. So I really like this. It super pops out to me. So you slide it off. We do have a lot of special features here. They're ported over. You got the DTS 5.1 audio on here and the original lossless stereo. I'm about to finish my Atmos setup. This doesn't have Atmos, but I'm about to finish that. So I'll be able to give you a whole new layer to reviews. Lots of stuff on here. I got a chuckle out of the intros from one has Kane Hodder, one has the director. That made me laugh. Those were ported over. You've got your double-sided poster in here. I'm going to maybe just try to put the special features up here on the screen because it's absolutely loaded. You've got a lot of features. Of course, you've got the 4K restoration in Dolby Vision and HDR10. You do have This is just a single disc set. You do have reversible art, so it has the original art, which is not bad either. The original art's not bad either. I hate taking these things out though, man. So you got the original, or you got the new art on the disc there. You have the old double-sided poster, which is super cool. I gotta get something to do with all my posters. I gotta buy the thing to put them up so that I can display them off for you guys. I do want to get me a light board, figure out how to put light board back here where I can interchange some in and out too. So I think that'd be really cool. But I can't lose my sign, man. I can't move my sign. So got the poster there. They just have that certain smell to them with arrow. And then there is no and then. You got a nice booklet here with pictures. I haven't gone through the booklet. Hopefully there's not really new. It always cracks me up when the girls, the cyborg, whatever, nips fall off. She's trying to have nips. But you have a nice little booklet here for extra info. It's a solid set. It's a solid release. It is not my favorite Friday the 13th movie. But if you are looking for these and you're looking for an upgrade over the Blu-ray, it is an upgrade over the Blu-ray. I mean, 4Ks are always, in my opinion, just from a technical standpoint, they're superior. They're always going to be superior. Now, there may be things that you prefer from an aesthetic reason on Blu-ray, but the 4Ks are always going to be better. As your TVs get bigger, stronger, they're going to hold up better. And I think it's a solid release. You have to have it for the set if you're collecting them all. The movie still ranks low for me. So, but I do recommend the 4K. I would say picture quality, you're around, like as far as above the Blu-ray, you're probably like an 8, a 7.5, 8. You're still not at the high end of what a 4K can do on this. So I'll give a final ranking here. But just solid. Nothing going to blow your skirt up, but solid. Now, one I was a little more impressed with, and granted, I like the movie better, but that's not all there is to it, is Jason Goes to Hell. First of all, I love this artwork here, too. I'm just a fan of this style. This is a 2-disc set. So you're going to get the theatrical cut in 4K. You're going to get the unrated cut in 4K. So that immediately jumps it up. So you got 2 cuts of the film in 4K. I like this movie. A lot of people hate it. I like it. I laugh my ass off at the beginning of this movie because it has the world champion towel tuck in here. I had Risha in here last night because she's never seen it. And I was like, because, you know, women, they get out of the shower, they do the thing, wrap it around, then they tuck the towel. This has the mother of all towel tucks in it. You have the lady who is the, if you've never seen it, this is a little bit of spoilers here, but shame on you. She gets out of the shower. They're setting up Jason. She's like a member of the FBI or whatever, and she's naked getting out of the shower. She has to do the towel tuck around her, and in the process of getting knocked over the second story balcony onto the ground, breaking a table. Still not sure how she is bleeding out her stomach right there, but she gets up. The towel never drops. She sprints out the door, does a Dukes of Hazzard slide across the car. Towel never moves. She takes off running, jumping this way and that through the woods. She trips, falls to a skidding halt, gets up, runs again, does a flip. The towel never comes off. I remember being like a teenager thinking, drop it, the towel's gonna drop. She's gonna run naked, the towel's gonna drop. Dude, there are like spandex wetsuits that you have to zip on that can't hold the way that towel holds. And it cracks me up every single time. It's the actress that plays the blonde in Roadhouse, by the way. Not Kelly Lynch, but the kind of like trashy blonde. I never can remember her name. But The movie is fun. So they have the FBI sting, and they supposedly kill Jason right there. And I love the actor. It's Richard Gant, I believe, that plays and I love him in everything. He's George Washington Duke in Rocky 5. I love that guy in everything. He's one of the most, I'm going to do a list of some of the most underrated character actors of all time. He is a hell of an actor, can do anything. And he is playing the coroner. He's studying over Jason's body, all this stuff. He becomes possessed basically by Jason. And then Jason transfers from body to body. I actually liked this idea. So you don't have Jason through the whole movie, like in the hockey mask and everything else, but you get to see, to me, every character that he possesses is Jason. And I like to see how each one of those characters portray their idea of Jason differently without being able to hide behind a mask or anything else. I think it's a cool concept. I don't care what anybody says. From a creative standpoint and a writing standpoint, storytelling, I think it's cool. I think it is a cool idea. And I just wish he'd have been there longer. And of course, with the unrated cut, you've got the sex scene in the tent where the girl gets split in half. You've got some just crazy nudity right there that's pretty in your face. And then they're just like, I never understood like what the third wheel girl was gonna do. She's out there. Both girls have to go pee in the dark, and I'm like, this is you're gonna die. But it is, I think it's fun. It checks all the boxes. I like that you get to see the town. I've got a creepy small town atmosphere list, big one coming. One that doesn't have any movies that I've ever done on a list like that before, or that my buddy Daniel, who also did lists like this with me, after, he's got 2 of them now, no repeats. This, you could maybe kind of argue, because Camp Crystal Lake is kind of legendary. They play into that in this, that the town kind of embraces it. They're selling Jason burgers and Jason fingers at the diner, all this stuff. So like the town is a character in this, and I like that so much. If you follow me, you know I like that. So I'm a fan. This ranks much higher for me than it does for a lot of other people. I really like this movie. The artwork is great, all that. So let's get into, I did do a few side-by-side comparisons, and if I haven't been playing them, I'm going to play some now. But it definitely is different than the Blu-ray. Definitely different. I believe the Blu-ray had a 4K scan on it, so that's topped out for what the Blu-ray can do. So, they put a lot of love into that set. So they made them look as good as possible. The first thing I knew right away was that on the Blu-ray, they color graded the shit out of it, man. They like warmed it up to the point where I focused a lot on the scene where the girl's walking around the dark house and then Jason comes in at the beginning of the movie, because that kind of shows you every range of everything you would ever see in a horror movie during that whole sequence to the point where the FBI sting happens. She's supposed to be walking there. They planned to, the cinematographer, the director of photography, all that, they planned the way they lit that thing. They shined in cinematic bluish white moonlight through every window. That is primarily how they wanted to light it. The Blu-ray goes so heavy on the color treatment and warms it up so much, you lose a lot of that. And when you watch the 4K side by side, where she's walking and she walks in and out of darkness. Now, I did a sequence just like this in the movie Bring Me a Dream, where I had the actress walk in front of windows down a hallway, and she's in and out of moonlight in that blue. It's always a bluish white, overly bright cinematic moonlight. I mean, the moon is never that bright, but it looks cool as hell in movies. That's how they're supposed to be lighting it. I mean, for the moon to be that bright, it'd have to be sitting in your backyard, but that's how we do it because it looks cool. It looks cinematic, although I hate that word. But the Blu-ray is so color graded to pop, to make her pop, and it's so overlit, like they brightened it up, that you never even hardly see the change in the color as she is passing through. Not the way you do on the 4K. The 4K, you see this beautiful blue moonlight, the coolness comes over her, all that kind of stuff. There's more range from shadow to dark in it. You get a lot more detail in the darkness. Now, there's some things where it looked like they artificially lightened up the Blu-ray as well. Like you can literally, in the shower scene, you can see more of her butt in the Blu-ray. You probably shouldn't be able to, the way the shadows are. So they definitely lifted the shadows up and everything else. Part of it is me recording the screen changes a little bit on the 4K, so you can't see as much. But I prefer the more natural look, even though sometimes I like a warm lean. It just looks cool. But when you're supposed to be doing this cold moonlight through the windows and all that kind of stuff, you give up detail in a Blu-ray, first of all, and then you give up more detail by oversaturating the color. All of that is back in the 4K. You can really see it when she gets out there and the lights come on with the FBI agents and stuff out there. In the grass on the Blu-ray, and hopefully I can show you this, they color graded it so hard, the grass just all looks like one color, just a blanket. There's no individual detail in the grass or whatever. In the 4K, you see all the hundreds of different colors in the ground and the detail and everything else. Same thing with Jason's heart laying there. You see the detail, not just a wash of color. So I like that much better. The 4K has no problems with all of that darkness. And this movie's dark, very dark. The 4K has no problems with that whatsoever. So I really just think from a 4K standpoint, it's close to the best. I still think out of the three, this is the best. I like this is an incredible 4K right here. Now it was so brightly lit. They did so much with the cinematography. It lends to it, but this one is damn good, and I think it's one of the best. I think it's still the best. But this one, I think is definitely better, even though this has moments where it can show off a 4K better, and it does make use of those because of the lights and stuff like that and the change in color. This is overall more dark, but this one shines much more, but it never loses that filmic quality. It doesn't look like they tried to make it digital. It doesn't look like they tried to make it look like a new movie. They just simply made it look like what it was supposed to look like. And I absolutely love that. Like I said, you got the disc 1, disc 2. You got all kinds of special features. Hopefully I'll be able to put the special features up. Trying to make sure I get this out to you guys. You have the DTS 5.1 audio surround sound on both cuts. You have on the second disc, you have, or on the theatrical disc, you also have, mixing it up, a brand new interview with composer Harry Manfredini. I haven't had my coffee yet this morning, y'all. You have the Gates of Hell, an archival interview with Adam Marcus. You have Jason vs. Terminator, directed by Adam Marcus, on growing up with the Cunninghams. You got all kinds of stuff. You have additional TV footage, optional commentary by the director, all that stuff. Stills, galleries. I like those. I know I'm the nerd that likes those. You also, on the unrated cut, you have a brand new audio commentary with film historians. You have Steve, Uncle Creepy Barton on here. Archival audio commentaries from the screenwriter, director, all that good stuff to seal it in. And you have the cool-ass artwork. You have the cool-ass artwork repeated, and then of course you can use the old school, which looked badass on VHS in the movie rental store. And then, like I said, you have the 2-disc set. I know you guys have probably seen, you can see the special features, all that technical stuff a lot yourself I'm trying to come at it from a fan and filmmaker's point of view and tell you what I actually think nuts and bolts wise. And I think this is a damn good 4K. And I love the movie. So you got both cuts here. You have your reversible poster. Boom. Boom. I wish I might buy a second one. No shit. I might eventually buy a second one just so I can put of all of them, so that I can put both posters out, because I love the original and I love the new. I think the cover on the little booklet in here is cool as shit. It's the coroner's autopsy report, and I love that. Fun booklet. Jason has an undermask in this. There's one thing I wanted to mention about Jason X that I forgot that I didn't like at the beginning. You see too much human eyes in Jason under the mask. You do. That's one thing I don't like, and you really see it in the 4K at the beginning. Just to jump back there. I don't like that design on the Jason. Oh, there is the incredible staying towel right there. But you got your booklet. Got an arrow card in here. I don't see any new. Oh, that mine is the cell, so that's already out. But this is a must buy. I think they're all must buys if you are a big fan. But if you really want the best out of the two, if you're only going to buy one, Jason Goes to Hell is better overall than this, as far as a movie for me for sure, but the 4K overall. But I do think that Friday the 13th, 2009 is the best all the way around. Complete them all for your collection. I had fun rewatching these. I watched both double feature last night, and I had a lot of fun. Probably going to watch them again. My buddy Chance is coming over this week. Who knows? We might do us another little double feature. But that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. You know we do it all here. 4K reviews, physical media news, those big lists, recommendations, and rankings videos that you guys all love so much. We do it all here from a fan and filmmaker's perspective, because that's what I do. I make horror movies. I'm going to make another one here coming pretty soon. But if you want to help support what we do here, you can join at my YouTube channel, or I'd steer you to my Patreon link where I can do much more. The links for both are down below. You're going to get your name and lights on every single video, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, and special members only videos, and so much more. And y'all, I really do appreciate it. Having a little fun with Halfway to Halloween this week as we do this horror 4K double feature review. And you know the drill. Until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.